Hello. Welcome to a brand new NEM. I'm wearing a hat and I'm sick, so forgive me. But today I'm going to be talking about my irrational fears because I have a lot of them, and either you're going to relate to them or you're just going to think I'm really strange. But either way, that's fine. So we're just going to jump right into it here. My first one is I am afraid of my laundry room clothesline. The reason behind it is when I was in 7th grade, it was like 6 in the morning and everybody was asleep, and I was about to go to school, and I had to get my jeans down from the line, and when I went to pull them down, the entire thing came down on me and a nail cut my hand open. So ever since then I've been like deathly afraid of clotheslines, which is really awkward and weird. But yeah, so that's why I'm afraid of clotheslines. The next is I have a little vent next to my bed when I go to bed, I actually have a pillow that covers it because I'm like afraid something's gonna pop out of it. Morgan's laughing at me.
And you freaked out at me.
Well, hey, you thought there was a raccoon in your trash can.
Well, you know what? That vent is big, okay?
Yeah,
and they could like punch it out, you know? Like,
but yeah, so, and like my head every night is like right next to this vent, so like I have a pillow that covers it because I'm scared that like some shit's gonna like come popping out at me. But anyway, that kind of ties into the next one, which is I'm still afraid of the dark. I've been afraid of the dark my whole life, and this lamp actually back here, which just broke like 5 seconds ago, that thing hasn't been turned off in I think maybe 9 years. 9 years that thing's been going strong, and it has kept me safe. And now I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight because I don't have a lamp. But yeah, so I'm afraid of the dark, and like if there's a person in the room with me, I'm not like as bad. Like I don't really care as much. But like if
you have a human shield.
if I'm alone, I can't do it. Like I'm like when me and my sister, when we had our own cabin for the first time on a cruise, we had this like hour-long fight over like it being pitch black dark because we didn't have a balcony. We're like an inside cabin, so there's no light when the lights were turned off. So I fought with her about keeping the bathroom light on and the door open, and she like doesn't like light at all, so she was like freaking out at me, and my mom like came over from the other room and was like, "What are you yelling about?" And so we ended up actually leaving the door open a little bit with the light on because I couldn't sleep.
I still hate you.
She still hates me for that. Okay.
I can't sleep with the light. I mean, you know what's? It's odd because I'm pretty afraid of the dark myself. But if it's light, I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's actually
when I'm in the darkness, I am one with the darkness.
One with the darkness. But like another thing that goes along with the dark is like if you know me, if people know me, you might not notice this, but I'm always, whenever I'm in a room, I'm always like in a corner of the room. Like I never have my back to like a door or to a window. I always have my back to a corner because I like to be able to see the whole room. And that might be because I watch too many horror movies, or like thriller slasher movies. But yes, so like at dinner, when we go to dinner, I always try to pick the chair that's against a wall, or like my bed is in like this nook of the room. So yeah, so that's also kind of weird. The next one is like really, really strange, so don't judge me. I always am like, I've never had like a clock in my room. Like Morgan knows this, she hates me for it, is like for like the longest time I didn't have a clock because I would just look at my phone and I didn't really need a clock. But my phone wasn't working as like my alarm clock, so I had to like get a clock. Now, for some reason, I am like constantly terrified that my clock is not right. Like the time isn't right on the clock. Like I'll constantly be checking my phone and like looking at the clock, like, is it the same time? And it's actually funny because the clock is like a minute off, and it's like I know too because like my alarm will go off on my phone, and then I'm like, wait for it, and then it'll go off on the clock, and it's like it's terrible, and I don't know why. It's just like I'm afraid that all of a sudden it's gonna change and like the alarm will go off at like some random ass time during the day, but I don't know why I'm afraid of it, but
it does go off at the random
it
time
does
of the
do
day.
that.
And you know what?
If I don't turn it off,
She got a clock for an alarm but she still doesn't
still don't wake up to
and
it.
And it rings throughout the entire house.
Yeah.
And we're like, how?
It's like one of those ones that's like beep, beep, beep. And it like gets it gets increasingly louder. And my mom told me once that, and her office is in the basement, which is like 3 floors below us. Like, we're on the 2nd floor. So there's our floor, the middle floor, and then she's in the basement. And she told me once that I forgot to turn it off. So it started going off while I wasn't home, and she could hear it all the way from the basement. And she's like, "You don't wake up to that?" I'm like, "I don't wake up to that because I don't know."
Because you're amazing.
It's weird though. Like, I'll wake up instantly to like a voice. If there's like a voice, I'm awake.
I just have to like mutter. I'm like,
and I'm like, "What?" But like,
I'm here.
There could be like SpongeBob's horn next to my bed, and I still wouldn't wake up to it because that's practically what my alarm clock is. All right, the next one is kind of I think a lot of people are kind of afraid of this, but me, it's like I'm terrified of like when I wash my face in the shower.
Of course.
Everyone's afraid of that for some reason. Because it's like you're washing and then you like picture the Grudge and you're like, ah! And you're like, she's gonna be there, she's gonna be there, she's gonna be there. And every time I open my eyes and nothing's there, but I always have the thought there's gonna be one time where I do that and there will be something there. But that hasn't happened yet, so.
As long as it's not Jeff the Killer.
Alright, so the next one also has to do with the bathroom, this is kind of odd, I guess. I'm afraid of the toilet overflowing while I'm on it. Like, if you're sitting on it and all of a sudden the water just like it's, I don't know, it's a weird fear.
Well, it makes sense. I don't want poop in my
I know,
I don't want poop back in my butt that's other people's poop.
But anyway, so then the next one is it's also a pretty common one, is kind of why I can't live in the city. I'm terrified of sidewalk grates. Like, I can't walk over them.
Why?
I don't know. It's why it's irrational.
Next time I'll jump on
it. No! Like, I'm terrified of sidewalk grates. Like, I can't walk on them.
Because you're going to get grabbed.
It's not that I'm afraid of, like, somebody's going to come out and grab me. I think it's more like it's going to open and I'm going to fall in.
Seriously? You're not afraid of Pennywise on your ass?
No, not really.
Okay.
But anyway.
We're not kids, so.
Okay, so the next one is, like, I also kind of researched this, and there are actually a lot of people who are kind of afraid of this next one, which is when, like, your feet fall asleep, and you're afraid that they won't wake up. So, like, you can, like, never forever feel your feet. Like, you just, like, don't know they're there. That would suck. Like, honestly, I'm terrified of it.
Why?
I don't know.
That's so weird.
It's
My
like
feet fall asleep all the time. So
same.
I'm used to it,
because like, and fun fact here. Well, it's not really a fun fact. I've injured my ankle so many times that when I have my leg like up, like this, like on my leg, my foot will like immediately go to sleep. Like my right foot, it'll just like clock out. I put it up and it's like KO. But yeah. So yeah, I'm afraid that my feet won't wake up if they fall asleep. And then the last one, this is kind of like one of my biggest fears, is that all of my teeth will just randomly fall out. Like, just fall out. Like, no explanation, just like they just all fall out. Which is actually a pretty common one, I think, too. But
it is common.
But it's like I have so many fears with just my mouth.
I hate teeth things, too.
And it's terrible. So yeah, so those are some of my irrational fears. If you also have some of those, comment, because it'll make me feel better about myself. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.